Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So yesterday, Google used an iPhone to demo its most important AI product of the year. Not a Pixel, an iPhone. On stage, at Google I/O. Nobody in the press room could quite believe what they were seeing. Whether that was a mistake or the most self-aware flex in tech conference history is unclear. What is clear is that what they were demoing matters a lot more than the device they used to show it. Google I/O 2026 happened May 19th and 20th. The word agent appeared in the keynote more than any other technical term. The word Android barely came up. Sundar Pichai called it the dawn of the Agentic Gemini Era. And the centerpiece of all of it was a product called Gemini Spark. Here is what Spark actually is. It is a personal AI agent that runs on dedicated virtual machines inside Google Cloud around the clock, every hour of every day, whether your laptop is open or not, whether your phone is in your pocket or charging on your nightstand. It monitors your Gmail, it manages your calendar, it drafts documents in docs, pulls data from sheets, reads your drive. It can book appointments, organize schedules, write emails on your behalf, watch over your inbox so you never miss a customer inquiry. And soon, through something called the Agent's Payment Protocol, it will be able to spend money for you within limits you define. Josh Woodward, VP of the Gemini App and AI Studio, gave the keynote demo. Need a status update email to your boss? Spark pulls the facts from your emails, your documents, your spreadsheets, writes the draft and sends it. You never opened a single app. Starting next week, Gemini Spark is available to Google AI Ultra subscribers in the United States. That tier costs $100 per month. In the same announcement, Google cut its top enterprise AI plan from $250 to $200 per month. The pricing signal is deliberate. Google is telling the market that $100 is the new baseline for serious AI, and it is betting Spark is worth that number. Now here's the thing about Spark that most of the coverage missed by getting excited about the feature list. Spark is not really a productivity tool. It is a platform grab. Google has been watching for the past 3 years as the browser and the mobile app have slowly started to erode as the primary interfaces between people and digital services. ChatGPT and Claude are not just chatbots, they are alternate starting points. When someone goes to Claude to draft an email instead of opening Gmail, Google loses a touchpoint. When someone goes to Perplexity instead of Google Search to research a product, Google loses a click. When someone uses an iPhone's built-in AI instead of opening Chrome, Google loses the session entirely. Each of these is a small loss. Accumulated across billions of users and hundreds of billions of daily interactions, they add up to an existential threat to the advertising revenue that funds everything Google does. Spark is Google's answer to that erosion. Make Gemini the layer that sits beneath every app, the thing that acts so you do not have to open anything else. The ambient operating system of your digital life. You do not leave Gmail because Spark is in Gmail. You do not leave Google because Spark is Google. TechRadar put it flatly. Google spent years insisting AI would quietly improve its products in the background. At I/O 2026, the company finally stopped pretending subtlety was still the plan. The architecture behind Spark explains why Google believes it can pull this off where others have struggled. Spark is built on Gemini 3.5 Flash and Google's anti-gravity harness, an orchestration layer for long-horizon agentic tasks. Third-party app integrations launch with Canva, OpenTable, Instacart, Uber, and Zillow, and expand via the Model Context Protocol through the summer. Users can interact with Spark through the Gemini app, through email sent to a dedicated Spark Gmail address, and soon through Chrome operating as an agentic browser across the entire web. On Android, a new UI layer called Android Halo will surface live progress updates and task completions from agents running in the background, a phone that shows you what your AI is doing on your behalf while you are doing something else. Buried inside the same I/O keynote, largely overshadowed by Spark, was the announcement that may actually matter more over the next 5 years. Google announced Universal Cart, Universal Commerce Protocol, and the Agent's Payment Protocol together as a package. Universal Cart is exactly what it sounds like, a single intelligent shopping cart that persists across Google Search, Gemini, YouTube, and Gmail. You add a headphone to your cart while watching a YouTube review. You check out later in Search. No account switching, no re-entering payment info. The cart follows you. But the Commerce Protocol is what makes it structural. It is an open standard that Google has already convinced Amazon, Shopify, and Walmart to support, which means AI agents can complete repeat purchases across every major retailer without hard-coded integrations. And the agent's payment protocol means Spark, specifically, can make those purchases on your behalf within spending limits you define. AI finds the product, checks compatibility, monitors the price, and buys it when the conditions you specified are met, without you clicking anything. TechRadar's analysis called it what it is. Google increasingly wants to become the layer that manages the entire shopping process, the same way search became the layer between users and websites. The commerce ambition is not incremental, it is structural. Google is trying to insert Gemini between every consumer and every merchant in the world, and it has the search dominance, the Gmail data, the YouTube attention, and the Chrome browser to do it in a way no other company on earth can replicate. Now, for the part that is going to be a real conversation over the next few weeks, Spark requires you to give it access to your email, your calendar, your documents, and eventually your payment credentials. It runs continuously on Google's servers. It takes actions in the background without prompting. Google says permissions are off by default and that Spark will ask before taking any high-stakes action. DataCamp's review of the product advises starting with a conservative set of permissions and expanding slowly, which is itself a signal about the trust gap that still exists. This is not a theoretical privacy concern. Earlier this year, Google faced real backlash when a buried setting allowed Gemini to scan inboxes and calendars without clear notice to users. That controversy happened before Spark existed. Spark is that same capability, but permanent, intentional, and marketed as a feature. The ECI Research 2025 AI Builder Summit survey found that 44% of enterprise AI leaders have only moderate confidence that AI agents can act autonomously without human oversight. That confidence gap reflects something real. Handing a 24/7 agent access to your email, your documents, and your money requires a level of trust that consumers have not yet been asked to extend to any technology. Google is asking them to extend it now, to a product launching next week, in beta, at $100 per month. The competitive response from OpenAI and Anthropic was not nothing. OpenAI's agent and operator products already existed. Anthropic's co-work desktop tool targets the same use case. But Spark has something neither of them can easily replicate: native integration with Gmail, Google Calendar, Google Drive, YouTube, and Chrome, the 5 most used productivity surfaces on the internet. You do not connect Spark to your Gmail. It already is your Gmail. That distribution advantage is the reason this announcement matters beyond the feature spec. Sundar Pichai chose a phrase at I/O that is worth repeating. He called it the part of the AI cycle where people want to see the value in the products they use every day. That is a careful sentence. It is Google saying, the race to build impressive demos is over. The race to make AI unavoidable in the apps people actually use has begun. Gemini Spark is the opening move in that race. It runs on your data, on Google's servers, around the clock, with your permission, whether you are paying attention or not. Whether people find that helpful or unsettling is the question that will determine how this story ends. The agent that never sleeps, reads your email before you do, spends your money while you are asleep, and reports back in the morning is either the most useful technology ever built into a productivity app or the most intimate surveillance infrastructure ever marketed as a subscription feature. Probably, it is both. That tension is what makes Spark the most important product announcement at I/O 2026, and the one worth watching most closely as it rolls out to real users next week. Thanks for watching. This is AI Tides, and I'll see you in the next one.